So the Riemann integrals. So this theorem called as Darboux theorem, without proof we apply. If f is a bounded function defined on closed interval AB, then for epsilon greater than 0 there exists delta greater than 0 such that this conditions UPF upper sum is always less than upper integral plus epsilon, and LPF is always greater than lower integral minus epsilon. Okay. Will be partition T. Okay, remember. So low upper integral less than upper sum less than upper integral plus epsilon. Lower integral greater than lower sum greater than lower integral minus epsilon. Okay, this is like theorem, Darboux theorem. We need in a next theorem. Okay. It's good to get first theorem. Do that. A bounded function f defined on closed interval AB is integrable. Riemann integrable. Riemann says if and only if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists delta greater than 0 such that this delta will be mu p, mass of the p is less than delta. This extra condition than first theorem, Darboux theorem. The extra condition mu p less than delta. Then UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Very important theorem. UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Then integrable. Up to this, what is integrable? Lower integral same as upper integral. Then integrable. Up to this. But after the theorem now, if it is integrable, Riemann integral, then UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Then integrable we apply. Okay. True. First part, second part, because if and only if. So first part, what is given to you? Given that a bounded function f is integrable on closed interval AB. When integrable, Riemann integrable. Okay. Lower integral same as upper integral. That is the meaning of integrable. Riemann integrable up to this by definition. Lower integral same as upper integral. This we know. Okay. Then I will show this slide. So then by Darboux theorem, what you know, for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a delta greater than 0. Now here condition for delta is a mu p is less than delta, we can use. Okay. Then for partition P, what we have, okay, UPF is less than upper integral plus epsilon. So I take epsilon by 2 because epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2 will be, I want epsilon finally, otherwise 2 epsilon we get. So to avoid this, we can write epsilon by 2. So which is same as upper integral, same as lower integral, and it is same as ordinary integral. No upper, no lower, meaning of integrable. Okay, so ordinary integral f of h dx is the epsilon by 2. So this for upper, and for lower, LPF is greater than lower integral minus epsilon by 2. Okay. Multiply by minus 1. I want UPF minus LPF. So minus LPF less than becomes less than lower integral, same as ordinary integral, no upper, no lower, and here epsilon by 2. 1 and 2. Now adding 1 and 2, I want UPF minus LPF. So adding 1 and 2. So UPF minus LPF is less than. So less than. 1 minute minus multiply. So minus here also. So A to B f of h dx plus epsilon by 2 minus A to B f of h dx epsilon by 2. This cancel. Epsilon by 2 and epsilon by 2 will be epsilon. That's true. First part. UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Okay. Now second part, converse part. Now this is given to you. Given that for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0, then we have UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon. Okay, this we know in the second part. And we have to show integrable. Riemann integrable. So when Riemann integrable, upper integral equals to lower integral. Now we know by definition, always LPF always less than lower integral. Lower integral is less than upper integral always, and upper integral is less than upper sum. Okay, so this relation also already used. That means what? A less than B less than C less than D means B minus C. C minus B is less than D minus A. This one already we use technique, and this is positive because upper sum, upper integral minus lower integral is positive because lower integral always less than upper integral. So greater than 0, but this is less than epsilon. So greater than 0, but less than epsilon. Okay, that means what? Equals to epsilon. Equal to this. 0 equals to less than epsilon and greater than 0. That means what? Equals to, no chance of. Take one side. Therefore, upper integral is equals to lower integral. Equal. Then what is Riemann integrable? You can say f is Riemann integrable. Okay, let's go to the second part. Integrable, then we should be. Okay, so this theorem will be us for 6 marks. Now corollary on these theorems, prove that every continuous function is integrable. Integrable, Riemann integrable, not mentioned, but remember this chapter is a Riemann integral. So all about the Riemann integral. Corollary proof. Every continuous function is a integrable. So let f of x be a continuous function. Defined on closed and bounded interval. Okay, AB. Defined on closed and interval AB. Therefore, it is compact. Closed and bounded interval, that will be compact by the theorems on the compactness. Okay. Therefore, this mapping, continuous mapping, becomes a uniformly continuous mapping. Uniformly continuous mapping. Then, by definition of uniformly continuous, okay, or every epsilon greater than 0 at epsilon upon b minus a, some adjustment, b minus a will be cancelled, so that so for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists a delta greater than 0. So that mod of x minus x dash is less than delta, then f of x minus f of x dash is less than epsilon. Epsilon is b minus a. Uniformly continuous. This difference for all x and x just 2 points of the interval AB. Continuity for 1 point and value there. So this time by the definition of uniformly continuity. Now again we know by some example. 1 minute before that, let small mi infimum of f of x, capital Mi supremum of f of x in this interval then we have this result by some problems. Capital Mi minus small mi is a supremum of set mod of f of x minus f of x dash. X and x dash are the 2 points of the interval AB. This line. This less than. So mod of less than will be okay. Epsilon upon b minus a. Just by equation number 1. Supremum this same epsilon upon b minus supremum infimum supremum of constant term b minus a constant term same. I want now delta. I want here upper sum and lower sum. Capital M delta xi summation. So multiplied by delta xi and taking summation. For the upper sum lower sum definition, capital Mi delta xi multiply and summation. small mi delta xi and summation right side epsilon upon b minus a multiply delta xi and summation. So it is the upper sum UPF, it is the lower sum LPF by definition. Now here, so epsilon upon b minus a constant outside, summation of delta xi b minus a. Okay, so this xi b minus a will be cancelled, so that I get EF star. So starting adjustment epsilon upon b minus a. Okay, on epsilon 1 taken and here choice choose. This very question. Okay. So this therefore by the theorem, previous theorem, this F is integrable. Okay. Integrable, Riemann integral. So every continuous function is Riemann integral function. Remember, like this formula. Every continuous function is Riemann integrable function. Second corollary, prove that if F is monotonic on closed interval AB, then also integrable. It is integrable. Riemann integrable, of course. Monotonic, increasing and decreasing, two-way. Same on epsilon. So let f of x be a monotonic. Suppose increasing I get function defined on closed interval AB. So let E be a partition, set of points x1 x2 up to xn be a partition of the interval AB such a way that mu p, mass of the p, is less than epsilon upon f of b minus f of a plus 1. So this is extra, it's like choice, so that finally I get epsilon as f of a and f of b are bounds so that's okay. Now comes to the again same small mi capital Mi. Let small mi infimum of f of x, capital Mi supremum of the f of x in the ith interval. Okay, then comes to the capital Mi minus small mi, or LPF minus you should add UPF minus LPF. UPF summation I write from 1 to n, capital Mi delta xi, LPF small mi delta xi, I from 1 to n. Or summation common, capital Mi minus small mi delta xi now, delta xi. So you know what is mu p, mass of the p is what? Maximum of delta x1, delta x2 and so on. Maximum is what? Mu p must be greater than each delta xi. Maximum of this one. Okay. In place of delta xi, I put the bigger value, this less than mu p. Now capital Mi small mi increasing function. Of this on the ith interval I minus 1 and I. So infimum at this point, supremum at this point, increasing function. It is a increasing function. So therefore, when maximum at this point, okay, f value at the xi point is a maximum value of the function, and small mi, value of the function at the previous point, will be as it is. So mu p as it is, or you can write is like values summation break I equal to 1, I equal to 2. In this way, I equal to n. What you see, all cancel. x1 cancel, x2 cancel, xn is cancel. First and last one is not cancelled. Now mu p, assume epsilon upon f of b minus f of a plus 1. It's like choice. Reason is like. So what is remaining only? F of xn minus f of f0. So f1 upon this one. So f of xn, xn is b, f0 is a, zero choice, upon f of b minus f of a plus 1. Now here I take adjustment, minus 1 and plus 1. F of b minus f of a plus 1 cancel, 1 minus 1 upon this. So 1 minus less than 1, so this will be only epsilon. 1 minus any fraction quantity will be less than 1, so only this epsilon. With epsilon, so UPF minus ULPF is less than epsilon. Therefore, F is integrable, Riemann integrable function. And hence proof. So every modern function is integral function. Every continuous function is also integrable function. Small problem. If f is continuous function and non-negative function, then show integral also non-negative. Function non-negative, integral also non-negative function. Solution, simple solution. 2 more questions may be asked. Okay, so if f is continuous function on closed interval AB, just previous theorem, then by corollary f is integral function, especially Riemann integrable function on the closed interval. Then what you know, lower integral equals to upper integral by main definition. Also by the previous theorem, LPF equals to UPF. Lower equals to upper. Now, as PBA partition, closed interval AB, and small mi is an infimum of the f of x in the ith interval. Now, as mi is a non-negative function, non-negative means positive greater than 0, fx is positive. Therefore, small mi, including of the f of x, also positive, means mi positive. If mi positive, therefore mi into delta xi also positive. Delta xi difference always positive. Summation also positive. Means what? LPF is positive. Therefore, its supremum of lower sum is positive. Supremum of lower sum, lower integral, is positive. But lower upper are equal. Lower, upper and ordinary integrals are same. Therefore, is same. Ism is integrable. Therefore, lower, upper and ordinary all three are equals. Hence proof